Okay, so recently I reread The Fault in Our Stars, and I may or may not have spent most of the day in my dorm crying about it because it's just such a beautiful book, and I just have so many feels when I read it. So this was like a couple weeks ago that I did this, but I felt more feels today. And so for my video today, I will be reading my 2 favorite passages from the book, and if you want to, you can list your favorite passages below. My favorite book, by a wide margin, was An Imperial Affliction, but I didn't like to tell people about it. Sometimes you read a book, and it fills you with this weird evangelical zeal, and you become convinced that the shattered world will never be put back together unless and until all living human beings read the book. And then there are books like An Imperial Affliction, which you can't tell people about. Books so special and rare and yours that advertising your affection feels like a betrayal. It wasn't even that book was good or anything. It's just the author, Peter Van Houten, seems to understand me in weird and impossible ways. An Imperial Affliction was my book, in the way my body was my body, and my thoughts were my thoughts. Even so, I told Augustus, my favorite book is probably An Imperial Affliction, I said. Were she better, or you sicker, then the stars would not be so terribly crossed. But it is the nature of stars to cross, and never was Shakespeare more wrong than when he had Cassius note, "The fault, dear Brutus, is not in our stars, but in ourselves." Easy enough to say when you're a Roman nobleman, or Shakespeare. But there is no shortage of fault to be found amid our stars. While we're on the topic of old Will's insufficiencies, your writing about young Hazel reminds me of the bard's 55th sonnet, which of course begins, "Not marble nor the gilded monuments of princes shall outlive this powerful rhyme, but you shall shine more bright in these contents than unswept stone besmeared with sluttish time." Off topic, but what a slut time is. She screws everyone. It's a fine poem, but a deceitful one. We do indeed remember Shakespeare's powerful rhyme, but where do we remember about the person it commemorates? Nothing. We're pretty sure he was male. Everything else is guesswork. Shakespeare told us precious little of the man whom he entombed in his linguistic sarcophagus. Witness also that when we talk about literature, we do so in the present tense. When we speak of the dead, we are not so kind. You do not immortalize the lost by writing about them. Language buries, but does not resurrect. Full disclosure, I am not the first to make this observation. Cf. the MacLeish poem, Not Marble nor the Gilded Monuments, which contains the heroic line, "I shall say you will die, and none will remember you."